warning before you listen. This epic is not for children, nor for the faint of heart. We retell the ancient Greek myths as they were born, unfiltered, unsoftened. Scenes of violence, curses, betrayals, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. Given the many conflicting versions of the Titan War, the events have been rebuilt to complete the missing pieces. Here, we tell the myth as it was meant to be told. Sources and references are listed in the episode description. Chapter 56. From the War of the Titans, clash of weapons, and the fall of time. Wave of death, Hades rises. Over the sea. When the sea screams into the face of doom, and death comes not as an enemy, but as a savior. Cheers echoed, trumpets of triumph blared, soldiers roared with victory. But Hades moved. He did not smile. He did not shout. Because when death raises the banner of salvation, who dares to escape? The sea was dying. Poseidon, half broken, his trident fractured by time itself, his arm frozen in a strike that would never land, as if the ocean mocked his defeat with every wave. Perseus stood poised to strike, while Thaumas circled like a storm, biding its final blow. Everything repeated. Every hit struck only the past. Each wound replayed memory, not flesh. Then, a sound like the sea splitting open, air whistled, a roar, not belonging to any god heard before. A wave rose, not of water, but of shadow, of frozen ash, of names long buried. Hades emerged, not riding the wave, but breaking it. He rose from beneath the ocean like one dragged unwillingly from sleep. He did not swim. He shattered the sea's spine and stood upon it. Perseus recoiled, screaming, "What is this? Who walks the ocean without getting wet?" Thaumas, choked by shadows, rasped, "This is no time for questions. This is time to run." But time no longer belonged to them. Hades' voice tore through the horizon like a flood of black fire. "This sea is no longer yours, and death hasn't shut its gates yet." He roared, "Rise, soldiers who were never given their graves." The seabed cracked, and from it surged the dead, bodies gray as dusk, arms like anchors, eyes glowing like they'd stared straight into the end of days. They didn't swim. They moved. Like a wall of vengeance beneath the surface, they turned back every spear, swallowed every thunderbolt, sealed the ocean like it had become a mass grave for the living. Hades approached his brother. Poseidon, barely breathing, his face bloodied, his trident snapped like the sea's own heart. Hades knelt beside him and said, "Your end is not today. I decide who dies." He grabbed him by the chest, whistled once, short and sharp. The waves shook and parted. From the breach, the eagles emerged. Only 3, but they didn't fly. They cut through the sea like blades. One carried Poseidon's broken trident and restored it as if time had obeyed his hand. The second pulled Poseidon's limp body to safety. The third unleashed a storm of mist, blinding the enemy, and in a heartbeat, Hades was gone. The sea screamed behind him, his enemies frozen, stuck in a time that no longer moved. Perseus, blood trickling from his mouth, gasped. Did death just save him? Has death become lightning's ally? Thaumas, fading behind the waves, muttered, "No, lightning has become death's brother, and we are not ready for that." The ocean closed, folded in on itself. Then, silence. Then, one last breath from the chest of the sea. And so, Poseidon did not die. The sea did not win. But something changed. The god who never rushes moved. And those who saw him that day know now. Death does not always come to take. Sometimes it comes to save the ones not meant to leave just yet. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.